So we're PeaceLS Sparkle, and we're here with Robbie Amell. You know him from True Jackson VP and Scooby-Doo. So Robbie, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us where you grew up, when you started acting.
From Toronto. I was born and raised in Toronto from birth to 18. And as soon as I finished high school, I hit the road to Hollywood. Before I was an actor, I was a hockey player, like every other real Canadian. I played as high a level of hockey as you can, and then right when I was about to go to that next step, I booked my first movie. I was into print work and commercials when I was a kid. My mom got me into it, but it was never a career choice. It was just something I did on the side, and it ended up getting me some money when I was a kid. And then my first movie audition was Cheaper by the Dozen 2, and I booked it and shot summer before 11th grade, and changed my whole life. I quit hockey, I got into acting lessons and on-camera techniques and everything. I booked my first TV audition, which was Life with Derek, and got enough work to get my visa and my working papers for the States. The rest is history.
Wow, that's crazy. First auditions, you booked both?
I have weird luck with first of things. I booked my first movie audition, I booked my first TV audition, and I screen tested on my first pilot audition.
Wow, that's really cool. Congratulations.
Thank you, it was cool.
Well, now that we know a little bit about you, tell us about your character Jimmy on True Jackson VP.
I bring as much as I possibly can of myself into Jimmy, but there's really not a lot there. There's like an ongoing joke with the writers. It's like who had the weirdest weekend and the craziest thoughts and like created what Jimmy's gonna do this week. Like it's always the weirdest thing, and it's a lot of fun. It's kind of a stepping outside of the box for me, because you know, since I started acting, I've been the boyfriend or the quarterback or the athlete or the love interest. That's pretty much what I get. Whereas in True Jackson, I'm the love interest, but I'm also kind of a quirky, weird guy. So,
that's fun.
Yeah, they kind of trusted me to be able to carry the comedy of Jimmy, and I love all the writers for it.
Very cool. Well, we love Jimmy. He's great.
Thank you.
So Jimmy and True just kissed. Oh
Yep.
my gosh.
I
What's
know.
gonna happen next?
Kiki kept making fun of my lips, because she's always like, I have these big, huge lips, and kissing you with your tiny lips. Like, what? Like, how rude is that? And racist. It was really sweet. Kiki couldn't stop laughing every time we did the first kiss. The first time we did the kiss, we were like almost about to cut, and she laughed into my mouth. She literally was like, and I was like, oh, okay. But it was really sweet, and it was a great moment, and it came out great. I saw the footage of it, as I hope you guys did, and who knows where the relationship go. I mean, at the beginning she wanted to be with me, but I didn't want to be with her, and then I wanted to be with her, but she didn't want to be with me, and we've kind of finally got that under wraps, but maybe some office things come into play and we can't date, or somebody else gets in the way.
Very cool. Well, you just got back from New York, right?
Yeah, New York was wonderful.
So what did you do in New York?
Wow, I did everything that anyone that lives in New York would never do. I went to the Empire State Building, I went to all of the little touristy spots. The only places I didn't see that I wanted to see were Ground Zero and Statue of Liberty. I just didn't have a chance to go, but Central Park is the most beautiful place I've ever been. It blew my mind. Like I knew it was big, but I went for like an hour-and-a-half bike ride through the whole thing, and I couldn't believe it. Just in the middle of the most expensive city in the world, you have this giant piece of land that nobody can build on.
Okay, so how was the Worldwide Day of Play?
Worldwide Day of Play was awesome. My favorite part was meeting Chris Paul. I'm a huge basketball fan, and he's unbelievable. He's such a great player, and he's got a really young son, and I guess he watches, what is that show called with the guys in the suits? I'm blanking on it. But there's like a DJ Lance Rock is the head of it. Oh, they guest starred on True Jackson, and I can't remember the names. an awful person. Anyway, it's a kids show, so I was talking to him about that, and Matt and I had to bust into the room, and they were all standing there in their costumes for this one episode, and it was a lot of fun.
Well, what games did you play?
Not as many as I would have liked to. There was a climbing wall. I didn't even get to do that. I was throwing a football around a lot, and baseball. They just had a bunch of little toys lying around and we got to put in.
Very cool. Well then, coming up on October 16th.
October 16th.
The big day. You want to tell us about that?
Yeah, October 16th, Scooby-Doo Curse of the Lake Monster will be premiering on Cartoon Network. I believe it's at 6:30. I could be wrong. And it's a ton of fun. I get to see. I saw a cut of it, but it wasn't completely finished. Not all the computer graphics were done and everything. But it looks great. We shot in LA. We had a fantastic crew, and it looks like a real movie. And it looks like they upped the budget a ton. And it's actually a little scary, to be honest with you. I'm a little worried about little kids watching it. It's a lot of fun, and I think if you like The Mystery Begins, then you're gonna love The Curse of the Lake Monster.
Well then, what did you bring to Fred that's different from other actors?
I may or may not have brought blonde hair this time. Everybody got mad at me because I didn't have blonde hair, and I was Fred. I promise you that for at least a little bit of The Curse of the Lake Monster, I will have blonde hair.
Okay.
If that's not enough to watch it, I don't know what is.
Okay, well make sure you catch Robbie on True Jackson VP and in Scooby-Doo on Cartoon Network.
Thank you.
Thank you for chatting.
As I get attacked by a bee. That was a bus.
Loudest bus ever. Oh my god.
Most of the buses here go like choo 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 choo.
Yeah.
It scares me.
Metros.
Every time I'm walking on the street, I'm like, you know, I'm just minding my own business. I'm walking. All of a sudden, choo choo choo, right behind me. We got buses, we got helicopters, we got bees.
Gosh.
Action.